Welcome, Commanders! Today I am here to discuss with you the top 5 battleships in Azur Lane. Now, as some of you may have realized, there are exactly 5 UR battleships currently in the game, which must mean number 5 is FD Vittorio Veneto. Vittorio Veneto by herself is an okay ship, decent firepower but low main gun efficiency, a good barrage, but it's not 100% proc. However, what earns her the 5th place slot is just how well she fits into an Italian fleet. Italian ships right now have 2 main uses in Azur Lane, PvP and mobbing, and Veneto is a staple in both. Her faction buff is very powerful and her preloaded salvos allow her to deal damage earlier than most other battleships. Along with her preloads from her Italian allies, they can often end the battle as soon as it begins. You wouldn't want to use her outside of an Italian fleet, but you also wouldn't want to run an Italian fleet without her. The number 4 spot belongs to Vanguard. Her stats are nothing amazing, and as a result she has the lowest self damage out of all the UR battleships. However, she more than makes up for it with the ability to support other battleships. Her first skill provides a decent barrage and an 8% damage buff to all battleships on your fleet. Her second skill has perhaps the easiest activation I've ever seen, which is for the enemy to survive for 2 seconds and they receive a 10% damage taken debuff. Finally, her third skill, which is often overlooked, actually reduces the main gun spread of the flagship, which helps improve the shelling consistency. Altogether, this is an 18% damage increase that is very easy for other battleships in her fleet to make use of. Vanguard may not be topping any DPS meters, but it is thanks to her that other ships easily can. Number 3 is none other than Ulrich von Hutten, or UVH. A high firepower stat along with high efficiency gives her an insane amount of shelling damage. What makes her unique as a UR though is that she actually prefers to be in the off-flag position. This allows her second skill to activate, making her fire twice as fast for about half the damage. This is important because every time she fires her main gun, she also fires her barrage with it. This essentially means that she can fire twice as many barrages when placed in the off-flag position. And her barrage is really good, dealing good damage but more importantly applying a slow that allows her and other ships to land their salvos on the enemy. And as a small bonus, she also provides a very useful cross-fleet barrage that assists in dealing with suicide boats and small mobs. Finally, we have the number 1 and 2 slots. I'm sure many of you know who these 2 ships are, and in my opinion, the margin between them is very small. Before I get into them, I do have 2 honorable mentions. They are Frederick de Grobe and Monarch. FDG, being the first UR level battleship, meant that at the time of her release, she was without contest the strongest battleship in the game. However, with the addition of all the UR gacha battleships, she has been power crept, and until we see what her fate sim is like, she will likely remain that way. Monarch, on the other hand, being a PR1 battleship, is now very easy to obtain and get to developer level 30. For anyone starting out with the game, it is highly recommended you complete her research first. With a good firepower stat and a strong barrage, she is a solid addition to any fleet, and I believe Monarch remains to this day as the gold standard in terms of a good barrage battleship. And with them honorable mentions out of the way, number 2 is the newest UR battleship, Musashi. She has the highest firepower stat in the game, and with high main gun efficiency too, her shelling damage is unmatched. You add to that a 100% proc, highly damaging barrage along with a plethora of powerful self buffs, and you get an absolute monster. But that's not all. She also has the highest HP stat in the game, a buff that decreases damage taken by 30%, and a taunt. This means she has the highest damage potential in the game, and one of the strongest defensive supports too. The only drawback is that she is limited by the need for an IJN main gun, but she deals so much damage with one, who cares? And now, number 1 is none other than the USS Battleship New Jersey. A lot of you are probably thinking, wait, you just made Musashi sound like the most OP ship in the game. High damage, great utility, how the heck is New Jersey gonna top that? I understand why you may think that. But there is one crucial advantage New Jersey has over Musashi. And that, my friends, is the best oath skin in the game.
ハニー見ていてね。